Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we bullshit about nothing. Well, not exactly nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
We are going to jump into a little bit of Sony news, a little bit of PlayStation news. Earlier this week, it was announced that the last few shipments of the PlayStation 3 is actually going to be shipped out and everything else. It looks like the PlayStation 3 is actually going to finish up production in Japan. Let's see here. All scheduled shipments, let's see here, according to a notice that was delivered to GameStop via Gematsu, the Japanese website Gematsu, that shipments of the PS3 are scheduled to end soon. Basically, this, along with kind of like an unofficial announcement or news blurb on the Sony's official PlayStation website, is pretty much officially signaled the end of the PlayStation 3 production in Japan. This particular system, which was originally launched out in November of 2016, is set to go ahead and finish up. It's probably going to finish up production in April of 2017. That means that particular console has been on the market. That particular generation has lasted over 11 fucking years. I know Theme barely got himself a PS3 not too long ago. Gray Mouse, I don't know if he's gotten around to getting one. I have myself one. It's definitely a competent console. Hey, look, it's a Super Slim. That's right. I think I was there when you got that.
No, I had this for years when I was actually in Japan.
The Super Slim?
Yeah, I bought this when I was at the exchange, the Navy Exchange.
Oh, okay.
I just have the Slim, but I don't have the Super Slim.
Yeah, the one that's sitting right there, that's a Super Slim. My Slim is downstairs. But yeah, it's marks an end of an era for the PlayStation 3 and everything. Great console and all of that. What are your guys' thoughts on it? We all knew it was going to happen inevitably, but if you consider the fact that the PS4 has been out like almost 4 fucking years now, and they've still been producing PlayStation 3s up until this point, since it kind of says volumes about the console itself.
Well, end of an era. Okay. Era versus tied with bleach. Okay, look. PS3. Its initial launch for $700 freaking dollars.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, screw that. I'm not buying it. Yeah. Regardless of what they had on it, I was like, no. The last time I paid that much for a console was in the 90s, and that was fucking Neo Geo.
Yeah.
I had that for 2 weeks. But all of that aside, the PS3, they made their mistakes early on, launch, and then a couple of years in. That was just basically the third console curse or whatever. But then they went game-centric around the time where Xbox started making stupid decisions.
Yeah. Huh.
And they came out with a Slim and then a Super Slim, and then they were trying to cut down costs, and they were doing things that they had to in order to get that system up, running, selling, and so on. Yes, I got my PS3 basically when the lifespan of it was over, and I'm currently backtracking getting games for it. And it's nothing bad about that system. It was just the fact that they had to make up for a lot of mistakes that it's made. Now, yes, personally, third-party games are better on 360. That's just the way I see it, as far as third-party games. But look at the first-party games that the PS3 had that are so good that the PS4 is also getting those games. I think that's kind of hilarious. But again, just like the reverend said, it was only inevitable. Who thought that the PS3 would have lasted this long? Who thought it was going to last forever? Who is actually complaining about this? What? They're taking away the PS3? What? No! Seriously? It was bound to happen. I'm just surprised it took this long.
Yeah, this was definitely, I mean, thinking about it, the fact that the PS4, and like I said, come this November, it's going to be out 4 fucking years, all right, already, and that they're barely coming around to ending the production on the PS3, kind of leaves things with, like I said, huge perspective on it. What about you, Great Mouse? What are your thoughts, sir?
PlayStation's the last one standing. Microsoft already stopped their production on the 360. Obviously, the Nintendo stopped their production on the Wii U, and that was just the last one standing. And like you said, it was inevitably was going to happen sooner or later, and it did. But the thing is, though, what people don't realize is that this is only stop production in Japan. We don't know what that holds for us over here. We don't know.
There'll be like 2 or 3 more Maddens that'll be released for it.
That'd be 2 or 3 more years then. But so that's what I find very interesting. I wouldn't put the nail in the coffin quite yet. Yeah, they quit producing in Japan, but there was nothing said as of of this video about North America or EU or Australia. So I find it a very interesting time, in all honesty.
It's still a good streaming device. It's still a good Blu-ray player.
And like you said, it had a rocky start, $700 at SRB at launch. That was just a little too much.
A little.
And, it came to a point to where the 360 was just, outpacing it, pretty much like what the PlayStation 4 is doing to the Xbox One at this moment. And then towards the end of the 360 cycle, it seemed like they caught up with the 360, and I think they surpassed it, more or less.
I'm not sure about that, but I
think they surpassed it by a couple million units.
Well, Microsoft, as far as the Xbox One,
No, I'm talking about the 360.
No. I know, but I'm going to touch on what you just said as far as the Xbox One kind of surrendered. They were throwing up white flags. They were, yeah.
But, it was, like you said, it was a good run, especially if you liked JRPGs.
Well, look at how long the PS2 lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PS2 lasted an inordinate amount of time.
It's the same amount of time.
Yeah, but the PS2, I think the thing with the PS2, though, is that it also had the benefit of something like an extra 40 million units sold worldwide altogether.
What helped the PS2 was it was an affordable Blu-ray player at the time.
When it first came out?
Yes, because instead of spending
the cheapest DVD player on the market.
Yes, it was. Instead of spending $800 for a one-disc DVD player, your PlayStation 2 could play games and you could watch.
It was easy to navigate. It was by Sony, so people bought it just for the name of it alone. But back to the PS3. Yeah, had some good exclusives on it. And like I said, so good that they're making them and putting them on the PS4.
Well, the good thing about this all, too, is maybe some of the, since it's ending production, maybe that some of the games off the PlayStation 3 will be a little cheaper or bundled together, so where you could actually pick up the games for reasonable.
They're already reasonably priced now, especially considering that everything for the PS3 is considered last generation,
Wait, I think some of the opposite is going to happen. You're going to get certain games that are going to be so obscure that they're going to jack up the price. Look at, hell, when you think about other past systems and certain games that you either can't freaking find anymore or they're so freaking obscure.
Well, what plays in the factor on that is whether or not the developer still exists. If the developer goes out of business in between, yeah, it's going to become more obscure.
Or surrender.
For example, like Crystal Dynamics is one of the companies that just, they went out of business.
They're still making Lara Crofts.
Huh?
I said they're still making Tomb Raiders, Lara Crofts. But I get what you're saying. But or how about companies that surrender like Konami?
Yep. But
Yeah.
it's not all gloom and doom. I've had a lot of fun with my my PlayStation 3, and
What did you enjoy the Halo Killzone?
Oh
I
god,
didn't even finish that without even chuckling.
No. But yeah, like we were saying earlier, this is coming out of Japan. We don't know what it's going to be like in the North America market, the Australian market, and the EU market. I'm pretty sure they're going to follow suit pretty quickly within the next 6 months. We'll probably hear something about that, or maybe sooner.
I'm pretty sure that the scheduled production shipments worldwide are going to be fulfilled pretty soon, and we're not going to see too much more of it. One of the big clues is the fact that a lot of the services that are currently being offered over PlayStation or PSN that was offered at the time for PS3 and PS4, those services have actually went ahead and been cut off. They are no longer supported. They're no longer being provided on the PS3 as a platform.
Yeah.
One of the services that was cut off was actually PlayStation Now. That used to go ahead and be able to run on the PS3, the Vita, and also the PS4. Like, I believe a month or two ago, they went ahead and they decided to go ahead and say, well, no more PS Now for the PS3. We're going to remove that support for that particular service. We're going to take that out of the firmware and take it off the marketplace for PS3. We're only going to concentrate on the PS4 and also PC. All right.